And I was
There's no way Marcus Smart's the best defensive player in the league, right?
There's just no way he's the best. Yeah, there's just no way.
That's the point.
Do you think your hatred for Boston has anything to do with your take on Marcus Smart winning Defensive Player of the Year?
I don't hate Boston.
Yeah, I hate Boston.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. Got a lot to get into on today's episode. We are going to talk about the NBA playoffs, get into that. We're actually going to talk a little bit about sports cards and taxes. Tyler and Lou had some things to say about those before we started. We've got some Facebook questions, play of the week, latest launch, and then we will also pick our favorite comment from YouTube from last week. So let's start it out today with what's on your mind.
Yes, I'm purposely including that because it's not just me that's saying happy birthday to our good friend Lou. It's also my friend. Lou. Lou, happy birthday. Love you, brother. Appreciate everything with Card Talk, everything in life, and I'm looking forward to your favorite day, 4/20, your birthday. Hope everyone enjoys the show. Happy birthday, Lou.
Lou Janu, my man, happy birthday. 4/20, my man Lou's incredible day. Shout out to him shout out to you, Lou, for really carrying Card Talk. Just could not do it without you. So just want to say happy birthday, brother. Lou, we'll start with you today. What's on your mind?
Well, first things first, I really need to figure out a lighting solution for this room because it's really bad with this over here. I'm gonna figure it out. I just want everyone to know it's going to be addressed. So that's number one.
Yeah, we need a little something, at least a little background.
We're figuring it out.
What about maybe like in front of the window so the like natural light gets in your face, kind of like Ty did?
Yeah,
like what I'm doing right now.
That doesn't work. All right, so I'm just gonna go like this whole episode. Like, what do you?
No, like move the desk, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Rye. But like right now, I can't do that.
Oh, I'm just maybe giving
mid-episode
for the future.
For the future, got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Interior designer Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson, big design guy. Anyway, what's on my mind? We're not talking the NFL draft today, so I'm thinking about that. I'm gonna go with the NBA playoffs. I'm excited about the NBA playoffs. I know we're gonna get to a little bit more, but I've been enjoying it. I really enjoyed the Celtics and the Nets game on Sunday. I kind of am confused by what happened with the Defensive Player of the Year, like how Marcus Smart wins Defensive Player of the Year. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Why?
Because it feels like kind of a weird award. Like he wasn't even in the conversation until like 3 weeks ago or something. So I don't really get how that happened, but I'm really interested. I like watching the NBA playoffs because it's the only time of the year the NBA players actually try.
Facts.
Like all game long. So it's enjoyable basketball. And
There's no way Marcus Smart's the best defensive player in the league, right?
There's just no way he's the best. Yeah, there's just no way.
That's the point.
Do you think your hatred for Boston has anything to do with your take on Marcus Smart winning Defensive Player of the Year?
I don't hate Boston.
Yeah, I hate Boston.
The Celtics. Zipper hates the Celtics. Yeah, so, and I also watched the Warriors last night. It was like classic Warriors last night. So I was really into that. I'm really enjoying myself. I hope you guys are too.
Funny note, Ty, we'll get to you real quick, but I saw a tweet yesterday, actually made me laugh. It said it's funny that the Splash Bros find a third Splash Bro whose name actually references water. Kind of ironic, but shout out to Jordan Poole, man. They scored 70 points in 20 minutes.
Yeah, crazy.
70
They're
points.
just smooth and
They had
different.
44 points in the third quarter last night, right?
It's wild what they're doing.
I mean, we should be real for a second, though. Like, the Nuggets are a one-man band. Like, what's his name? Will Barton, they're rolling out there. Like,
What about your guy?
he's on the bench. I don't know what point you're making. He's on the bench, so he can't play. My point is, I don't know if the Warriors are going to be able to do that against everybody. But we'll see. Poole's
You don't
playing
know
well.
if they're going to make 23s in a game. I feel like they can figure that out. I do. I really feel that way.
Potentially. Does it feel weird that LeBron's not involved in the NBA playoffs at all?
No.
It's kind of nice.
It's kind of refreshing.
It's like a nice change of pace. It'd be like a playoffs without like Brady.
Like there would be no conversation about Anthony Edwards if LeBron was in the playoffs. They'd be talking about his headband. What happened? What do you got going on there?
I was just pulling up the box score so I could talk about the game a little bit more.
Gotcha. Grizzlies
Well,
Timberwolves is a proper series for sure.
I mean, that, and we'll get into. Let's save this. Let's save
All right,
this.
we'll save this.
This is gonna be good. Ty, what's on your mind?
Currently in Banff, Canada. Shout out my Canadians. Shout out my Canadian brethren.
Shout out to the Canadians.
Shout out Draft Day A. Wiggins, Canadian. Johnny Foots, Canadian, I believe. Drake, Canadian. So I'm in Canada right now. I got on at 7:30 a.m. this morning, just so everyone knows. Steve Nash, Jay, correct? But he's at the Brooklyn Nets coach, and we're not Nets people, so shout out not Steve Nash. At a 7 a.m. local time call this morning, and we are pushing forward. There's a deal done with 1:37 p.m. and a potentially prominent sports card manufacturer. And there will be more info coming out about that soon. It's definitely an interesting play.
You guys get to learn about this same time I do. Just to be clear, I was not aware of this. These are conversations I'm not involved in. So
yep. No, it doesn't. Okay, we're not making official sports cards. That we're not doing. But that I'll leave it there. We're not making sports cards together, so don't worry. But it'll be cool. Liverpool plays United today. United plays Liverpool. United, we just got our new manager locked in, dude from Ajax. We're going to get dusted. Liverpool is one of the best teams in many, many, many years right now. I think they're going to beat City for the Premier League title. I suffered some of my biggest pain in collecting over the weekend with Moonbirds. And I'm feeling really good about all my Chris Kreider PC that I've built up ahead of the playoffs. That's 50 goal scorer Chris Kreider for the New York Rangers. So that's what's on my mind.
Ty, real quick, you mentioned going to beat City for the EPL title. Is that where Haaland's going to end up?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
I don't think he goes to City.
Interesting.
He may, though. It's either Real or City, but I think if Mbappe doesn't go to Real, which I don't think he does, then I think Haaland ends up at Real. I think Mbappe either is PSG or Liverpool, personally. That's my take. Even though Fabrizio Romano said no dice on Liverpool, I still think it's a Nike marketing move in the making.
So on my mind this morning, Ohio State spring game this past weekend, missed it, was at a show, but just, ready for college football, for sure ready. I'm going to be like a Ty this morning. I'm going to give 3 things when we're only supposed to do 1. So shout out to Ty for the inspiration. College football. And I mentioned it to you guys before we started, but I was at a show this weekend and we were talking about it where someone's like, yeah, football's been selling, don't really have that off-season lull. And it kind of got me thinking about, we've talked a lot about the delays in manufacturing product here recently. Prism's scheduled for May 11th. You got NT, Flawless, Select, Optic, Prism, right? The best 5 products of the year aren't even out yet. Season's over. It'll be interesting to see if that removes any off-season lull for football product and QBs and stuff that wouldn't normally happen. Because typically when the season ends, football stuff dies. Like, this is just how it's been in 15 years of cards. I've seen this. Like, when the season ends, that stuff's not as relevant. Baseball would pick up, basketball would pick up, football would go away. Football would get hotter towards the national as the season's getting ready to start, Hall of Fame game. But with a lot of these products coming out, the bigger products still yet to be released, they're going to come out at May, June. You're going to be 30, 40, 50 days away from the national. Those products are going to be hot for the first couple weeks they're out. And then by the time they get the chance to die down, you're going to have the national popping things back up with football. And it'll just be curious to see, because what I'm most curious about is, like, this happened in basketball with the bubble. It didn't happen with production as much, but with basketball, with the bubble and then the season ending and then the season starting 30 days later, you didn't really have an off season for football, right? Or for basketball, you just had bubble, championship, 30 days, new season. And it slowed down. Like, I think basketball cards ended up seeing a reflection in that. So I'm curious to watch what happens with football, especially some of the bigger releases, QBs, 5 QBs, 6 QBs. I think that'll be starting on day 1 from that class. It'll be fun to watch. So that's on my mind. And then 99 days to the National. We are in double digits now, out of triple digits. Today is 99 days. By the time this goes live, we'll be at 98 days. So, yeah, excited for the National. Got to start preparing.
Yeah, I got to start getting focused.
Yeah, it's going to be here before you know it.
I got to send some cards in to get graded.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. So, got to start preparing now. So, that's on my mind. NBA
Final thing on my mind. 1:37 p.m. We got a space in the West Village for 3 months. So Ryan, we're gonna look to have you back over the summer. We're gonna do a trade night in our space on Hudson and West 11th in a really poppin' neighborhood. We're opening a little coffee shop in partnership with this restaurant group for 3 months. It's gonna be our office. We're gonna do a lot of stuff there. It's gonna be dope.
Very cool.
Yeah.
NBA playoffs. I think Lou's point was exactly my takeaway from this weekend when I saw it was this is the time. Yeah, this is where people try. I watched the Celtics Nets game on Easter, and that game was crazy. They were locked in. I'm excited to see what that series looks like and how that plays out. Go Celtics! But yeah, just good basketball. Like we talked about earlier, the Warriors put up 70 points in 20 minutes. The Mavs, Jalen Brunson has 41 without Luka. They come back and beat the Jazz. Like just a lot of good basketball, and just excited to see how this plays out. There's a lot of young talent in the NBA right now. Anthony Edwards, Ja Morant, right? Jordan Poole, Luka, Giannis, Trey. There's so much young talent.
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, Jason Tatum, my guy.
For some reason, Anthony Edwards is my favorite of them all right
He's
now.
my favorite player in the world. He's so aggressive, and he
He's
very much
having
is like
so much fun.
He also is like, yeah, I'm the best. Like what? Like what's up? I'm the best. I'm going to win these games. That's what's going to happen.
They asked a question the other day. I saw someone ask this on IG. There was 4 options. I don't remember the 4th, but who's going to have the better NBA career? LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, or Ja Morant?
I feel like those questions are really hard to answer now because all 3 of those guys are going to move teams 4 times in their career each.
Really?
So?
That's how it is, bro. Everybody moves around now. So it's hard to predict a career.
Something. Memphis. Who was LaMelo? Yeah, LaMelo is going.
Like who else is building something? The Thunder, and then they lost all 3 of their players. Like,
and they're in the lottery every year.
But
what's your answer to that question?
I would say it's my first take is Ja.
Mine's Edwards.
Ja had the highest field goal percentage at the rim this year in the league.
I'll take your word for it.
Over like big men that literally just dunk the ball every time.
Yeah, he takes super hard fouls too. I feel like I'm worried about him from like a health.
I know
standpoint.
it feels like that's why where Anthony Edwards is a little bit more of a big boy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hot on Anthony Edwards. Minnesota also is just hot as overall state and city. I mean,
aren't they playing the Grizzlies though?
What do you mean?
Isn't that who they're playing right now? Who's the?
Yeah, it's T-Wolves Grizzlies. The battle.
Yeah. Grizzlies are good.
Yeah, I mean they weren't good enough to win game 1 at home.
It's crazy.
I don't get how NBA playoff scheduling works because it's like, why are the Nets not playing until Wednesday?
Yeah, I don't know.
They played Sunday at home, and now they don't play again until Wednesday. Or they played Sunday at Boston. They don't play again until Wednesday, also at Boston. Like, why are there
probably TV scheduling? That's the biggest matchup. Wednesday is typically primetime NBA during the regular season.
I guess, yeah. I mean, they're all good games.
They had Sunday like matinee, right, and then Wednesday night. Yeah, but Nets Celtics is a different level of a series in the first round.
I guess.
No?
Yeah. I'm just excited to see how it plays out.
We did our picks, right? I mean, I still got Suns, Bucks. Suns getting the Bucks. That's just me.
Yeah, I thought I picked Bucks over Grizzlies. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Might be a first-round exit for you.
Yeah, sounds about right. I mean, hate to see it. I picked a couple Final Four teams in the NCAA bracket, and a couple of them lost in the first round. So sounds about right.
Tough scene.
Oh wait, should we quickly talk about how Tyler and I are going to be in Miami for F1?
Let's talk about it.
Going to be a scene. Rye, can we convince you to come?
Oh, I booked my stuff before you guys booked.
Yeah, but are we hanging out, or are you going to be like you're going to do the thing where you don't hang out with us while we're all in the same city somewhere?
Are you going to text me like 5 minutes before? Or like, are we going to actually?
I'm texting you now. I'm in person. I'm texting you right now.
I said probably. See, at least Ty knows, right? Like, yeah, let's schedule. I'm in. Like, 100%.
Yeah, like why does everything have to be so scheduled with you? Like you're like the busiest man in the world. It's unbelievable.
No, just go, guy. Just on the move.
Go. Yeah, busy guy.
I get it. There's priorities. Like,
yeah, I'm
circle
trying
the
to
whole weekend. Hang with us.
Yeah, block everything else off.
That's just not how it works.
Make plans.
I'd love to.
What are we doing there?
Watching a race.
Definitely watching a race.
I actually have no idea what we're doing. We have to figure it out. But we have good seats though. Right at turn 2, fired up.
It's gonna be great.
Is that where your seats are?
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
It's gonna be super fun.
All right, let's real quickly. Let's talk about. I don't want to talk about this too much, but I just want to hear from you guys because you guys were the ones that brought it up and it made me laugh. Taxes. Tax deadline was what, yesterday? I think
yesterday was the deadline.
Yeah, pre-extension. Just want to get your guys. What's going through your guys' mind.
Ty, you can go first.
Yeah, just my life changed. Over the last kind of 5 days.
In a negative fashion, right?
Yeah, just like in a negative, but then also potentially positive of like, just there's no need to be logging into TurboTax on April 18th to do anything. It's just super avoidable, super not necessary. I mean, super just not something I would advise for anyone to ever deal with in their life.
Listen, straight up, bro, like anyone who tells you that like you have to plan for tax season, blah blah blah, they're not lying to you. They're telling you the truth. And we also, here's the thing, like we were talking about it forever. I just did a poor job executing and found myself on TurboTax as well. And I was like, damn, this is pain. And I just never.
It's like, it's almost like you should be scheduling that kind of stuff.
Oh,
yeah. Listen, right. You have your guy already or girl. I don't know who does your taxes, but like, I now understand the need for that as well and plan to address it immediately.
Yeah.
I just need to find the right guy because
it is very helpful.
They need to be able to handle it, like a cross between an accountant and Ray Donovan.
Ray Donovan.
It's kind of what I need in my life.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just want to put it out there for everyone. A lot of people were talking about tax content. Like there was a lot of tax season content on Instagram last week. Not a good time, and I never want to do it again. And it honestly might affect how I like approach cards because it's like insane.
Yeah, it came up this morning because we were talking about the market. I think Rye was talking about some kind of good stuff he's seeing out of like the timelines now coming to fruition for Panini. If I don't want to put words in your mouth on that, Rye, but that was that. And then I kind of mentioned I think we'll see a fruitful couple of months here, especially coming off tax season for a lot of collectors. Just getting past that window, and some moves tend to be made here or there. Whether people were selling low for liquidity ahead of paying taxes potentially, or people just understand their position and own liquidity now and being able to make have more confidence in making some purchases, etc.
Yeah, it's just these next couple of months are going to be a lot different than we're used to, right? It's like leading up to the National for so long. I can tell you, like, one of the things I see a lot of is like a lot of people looking to sell to get money for the National. I did it so many times, right? Sell stuff so I had money to spend at the National. But again, you're going to have people trying to prepare for the National, save money for the National. But you also have major releases coming out for football. That's a big deal. Those are not like average releases. Those are the best 5 football products they make. are coming out in the next 60 days or so. Like the best 5 products of the entire season are not out yet. Like, so people are going to be wanting that stuff, buying it, trading it, grading it. Like, it's going to happen. You're going to have other sports products coming out. Like, again, post-tax season. It's next 99 days are going to be super, super interesting in sports cards. I'm intrigued.
I'm always intrigued.
Do you think the National is better? I feel like we've talked about this a million times, but now after last year, I'm thinking about it again. Do you think? Yeah, I don't know what that background noise is.
That's me. My bad. Feels like they're doing some work.
Do you think it's better to have cash at the National or trade? I feel like trade is like a big piece of the puzzle in Chicago.
Yeah, that's
or AC now.
Yeah, I think it's easier to sell at the National than it is to buy at the National.
Yes, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's easier to sell than it is to buy. I think a lot of people go there looking to buy. So they're looking to buy quality inventory. So I think if you have the stuff to sell, it's easier to sell it than it is to buy it.
Yes.
Especially I enjoy going around and buying and going through deals and stuff like that. I think value boxes are definitely a play. But going up to someone's showcase and expecting to buy at 70, 75% of eBay, which you could do online any day of the week, the opportunities are much more plentiful online at the moment and will be during that week than they will be at the actual show.
Yeah, I was talking to someone, it's one of my family members over the weekend because it was the Easter weekend. We're all hanging out, whatever. And I was just talking about the National, and they were like, cool, so you go there and like you like build up your collection and all that stuff. I'm like, no, like the National's like going to Disney World. Like everything is extremely expensive, but it's like the most fun you'll have all year long. So it's like, okay.
Yep. I mean, you got to think dealers got to spend thousands of dollars to set up, travel, have a booth, right? Pay employees. Like it's not super cheap. They're not looking to, a lot of people aren't looking to go and say, hey, 75% off, come buy it all. I mean, it'll happen. Some people will do really well, but I think a lot of people are looking to have stuff and cash in on some stuff, some cool stuff that everybody's looking for.
Agree.
So, all right, let's get into some Facebook questions. I know we have a good amount of those.
Sorry about the noise in the background, gang. I was just doing my favorite eBay search of PSA 10. A little Carl Anthony Towns action in the last couple hours.
All right, so Rick Ellis says, it feels like the National, literally right on cue here, feels like the National buzz is just a bit lower than it was last year. Is that because of the market being cooler, or is this an event like Mint most recently where there will be a mad rush as FOMO kicks in?
I think it's still far away. 3 months, 3.5 months is a long time.
I mean, we're talking about a third of a year.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's an indication that there's more happening in the hobby.
Yeah. You're not looking as far out for immediate, enjoyment.
I would agree with that. That's
You just don't have to go as far to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the National is going to be crazy, and I think when you get to July 1st, it's going to be buzzing. 75 degrees out, sunny. Sports are going.
Yeah,
we're buzzing.
It feels like we shouldn't overthink it. It's
going to be a
big deal. Yeah. It's a big
This is where I think, again, you think the buzz is low, do your preparing now, get prepared, get locked in, find some cool stuff that's going to be popular at the National, sell stuff if you're trying to take cash, do your things now so that like you're not rushing last minute to sell or buy or do something. And, this is where preparation is key. Although Lou and I might differ on that. Scheduling.
He thinks we don't schedule or care about preparation, yet combined between the two of us, we've probably put more hours into scheduling than any other two humans in the entire world over the last 8 years.
It's unbelievable for you to say we're not schedulers and planners when it's literally the number one thing we do or did for years. I'm a better scheduler than you, Ryan.
Yeah, like I only know a framework of life within the schedule.
I know about it. Just because I don't plan out when I go on vacation every 5 minutes of my trip doesn't mean that I'm not a planner.
I mean, sounds like you might not be.
Sorry, I'm able to keep my shit together without writing it down every 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know that I want to see someone in a weekend, and I see them.
You figure it out.
They can play.
Anyway.
All right,
Sad.
next question, Jay.
Connor McDavid Young Guns PSA 10s are doing 41.50.
That's not the question.
Samuel Research says, thoughts on Saquon Barkley going from rookie of the year to horrible years back to back? The Giants
All right, easy with that. Okay, first and foremost, easy with that.
The Giants stink. Running backs are a dime a dozen. He's injury prone.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch this guy with a 10-foot pole, to be honest. Like, I have no interest. The Giants are probably 2 years away at the earliest from being a competitive team again.
I mean, hopefully our guy Mike Kafka can turn it around.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
nothing will make me happier.
That would be awesome.
What gig did he take there again?
OC.
Coordinator.
Saquon's on the final year of his deal.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's not like the Giants are drowning in talent, specifically a quarterback, so people are going to load up the box against Saquon.
All I know is
They still make running backs at Penn State like they do at Ohio State. It's just they're just different there.
What are you talking about? Ezekiel Elliott? Like he's a good running back in the league or something?
Zeke's underrated.
Zeke's on a ridiculously overpriced contract and barely touches the rock.
Zeke's underrated, I would say. I think we lost Ty for a sec, but he'll be back.
Yeah, hate to see it.
Yeah, tough.
Tough.
We lost
Saquon Barkley has had a better body than over the lifespan of his football between college and the pros. I'll take one over Zeke.
Zeke had the best, one of the best 3-game stretches of all time in humongous games in like the last 15. I mean, when's the last time our running backs had 20 yards in 3 straight games and on a run to a national title?
Guys, who cares about college football from 5 years ago? Like, who cares?
6.
Agreed. And no one cares about Zeke.
Who cares?
Ridiculous claim. All right, next question, Jay. Josh Lindquist says, what was your favorite pack to open as a kid that still brings back memories? Old Pacific Crown Royal had some fire inserts. Those were great.
Bowman Chrome. Basketball. That was always my move. That's like what I associate with being a child. So,
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon's definitely up there, man. I remember opening some old school jungle packs.
Dude.
Yeah. Just summers, making my mom drive me from the pool to go buy like 2 packs at Learning Express in Montclair. It's like burned into my brain of like the joy when I finally got them, and then also burned into my brain in the pool, and we showed up like 10 minutes late and the store was closed, and I wasn't able to get past. I was so sad, and I came home and I was like so upset. It was Friday, like kick off the week vibes, coming down from the pool, it's closed. Get home and my pops comes out of nowhere with a booster box, and I'm like, let's go. Lost it. Great story. Also remember vividly the day that I got Pokemon Blue. My mom tried to like hide it from me until I stayed home from sick from school. I stayed home from school sick more than the average person. I played video games. It was pretty cool. My mom was cool like that.
Yeah, shout out to my mom for tagging me on Facebook this morning with a post from Coach Carter, which I think came out like 7.
Great movie.
Yeah. Of course, the internet doesn't load. Sick timing when you need it. But it's like, 17 years ago yesterday. Coach Carter came out. Mom took me out of school to see that. I mean, all-time great movie.
Great flick.
Classic. So
classic movie. By the way, we were just talking about missing school to play video games because that was like my number one move for like 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, yes, we are talking about that.
All right, Jay, next question.
Not feeling well. You don't got to go to school today. Poof, sprint, turn on the system, sit there for 8 hours. Great life.
Mason Cook says, how do you get your significant other to support your late night eBay buys? When you do a big card deal and you sell something nice, buy them something.
Exactly. That's always the move. You just got to share the love a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Support their, midday run to the mall.
Correct.
Or support
Amazon gift
their
card, flowers.
TikTok, obsession to like the perfect romance videos.
Yep, kitchen appliances, things of that nature.
Yeah.
You gotta
maybe you like to go to Starbucks.
lean into your
partner's
partner's interest.
Support it a little bit.
Yep.
Lean into your partner. Figure out what they like. Yeah, kitchen appliances, Judy. What's wrong with kitchen appliance? Like a some kind of cool item. I don't know. Stuff.
Or maybe
like
it's
one of those
furniture.
spinners.
Maybe they're things furniture.
Maybe they like to rip packs. Furniture. Lean into interest.
Rip packs on the new furniture while you're making dinner and the new appliances.
Right. Exactly right.
I mean, that's
Maybe
the
it's a
ultimate
handbag.
trifecta.
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't know why Judy's
when
like jumping on the kitchen
the
appliances
packages
thing.
come, you put them in the handbag
I'm just saying, like maybe you want
and
to
give them the
one of
handbag,
those-
and then they open it, and then they give you your card.
Right.
All right, Jay, next question. That was fantastic.
Thank you, Emily.
All right, Donald Schaefer says, congratulations.
Judy.
On 100. Donald Schaefer says, congratulations on 100 episodes to the next 100 and beyond. What are the guys' thoughts on USFL football? Any juice on cards? I bought a Clayton Thorson Immaculate from CardCollector2 Sports Cards. Hopefully it'll be a play of the week future candidate.
That would be a phenomenal play of the week candidate.
That
I feel
was
like
Clayton Thorson. I heard there was one QB that was nice in the XFL and that was nice in
Yeah,
USFL.
Taylor Heineke.
Is that,
Oh no, he went to the
he
NFL.
was the
You're talking about
He
PJ
was-
Walker?
Wait, Taylor Heineke is currently playing in the USFL?
No, in the NFL. I meant he went from XFL to NFL.
Got it.
What's the
Yeah,
kid
I
that was
believe
PJ Walker? That was on the that signed with the Panthers, was behind Cam Newton for a little while, had a decent game one time. It was in like the XFL or something.
Are there
I don't know.
USFL specific cards right now?
Patterson from Michigan's in there?
Yeah.
Who's the old homie? Oh, O'Corn? That's my guy.
Johnny Horn?
Yeah. That's my homie, actually.
Absolutely not.
He's actually a friend of mine. I told him he sucks because he went to Michigan, but he's a homie.
That's a good friend. Former Denver #1 pick Paxton Lynch from Memphis, right?
Interesting.
All right,
I guess
next.
they got talent.
Wait. We didn't even answer the question. Are there USFL cards?
Oh yeah. I don't think so.
I don't think there are
No.
either. I think
I think he's saying buying cards of those guys from the
Yes.
NFL products for
Yes.
their NFL career or USFL career.
the question becomes like, are you able to scout USFL players who potentially might get signed in the NFL? Probably your only chance is quarterback. So you have to go on the quarterbacks that are in that league. The quarterbacks that are in that league are a little tough. So
Thorson's a 5th-round pick out of Northwestern that is now playing in the USFL.
Drafted by the Eagles.
I pray it's a play of the week. I don't see it. It's not clear to me right now how that ends up play of the week.
Jay, I don't even know who that is.
Tywan Jones drafted by the Raiders back in the day.
Jets linebacker and running back. He played both ways in the NFL. That's
But
not possible.
what's the
right?
name? What's the name of the Commanders?
Yes.
DC.
Yes.
And what about Cleveland's baseball team?
The
Guardians.
Guardians.
So there's a Guardians in the USFL and in the MLB.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty common.
Or the
mascot, I would
XFL
say.
is the Guardians. I mean,
Pretty common mascot.
Time,
guy's
man.
internet-
Your connection is about
internet
as reliable as Saquon Barkley, brother.
Wow, that was a terrible joke.
Relax.
Has Saquon Barkley been
You missed
reliable
the
in the
joke
last couple of
that I-
years?
About Galaxy.
I think we need to just move on here.
And Ryan, didn't you just say? Right, weren't you just lambasting about the internet on your and I was
I can't even hear the
about
joke.
the Guardians. Keep going.
Jay, get us to the next question.
What a show.
All right, Joe Provost.
I was talking about the Guardians.
Hi, we're not getting each other.
Once again.
Oh man.
All right, Joe Provost says buy, sell, hold NBA draft class. 1920, 2021, 20. So the last 3 draft classes. Who you buying, who you selling, who you holding?
Just as a general position on the draft class, I feel like 2020, 2021 is a sneaky one. I think that's a low-key answer.
Yeah, I'm probably selling. Man, that's really tough. I'd never thought about this. All right, so this year you've got Giddey, Mobley, Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green.
Holding first.
I can't hear what I have no idea what Ty's saying.
Yeah, Ty needs to leave.
You got to log out, brother.
Ty's Wi-Fi is real bad. It's historically bad, I would say. This might be the slowest internet in human history.
All right, Lou, who are you buying, selling, holding?
2020 I'm holding. 2020, 2021 I'm holding.
Okay.
I am buying 2019 because I feel that it might be going the other way now, where like Zion stuff is getting less interesting, Josh stuff is getting more interesting. So there's a little middle ground there that I like. And then 2021, 2022, I am selling because I am like I can't figure it out yet. So I'd rather sell.
We're aligned 100%. Yep. I think you're getting value in the 1920 guys at this point.
Yep.
Compared to 2020, 2021 with LaMelo and Anthony Edwards, I think there's a lot more hype around that class at the moment. The Jaw stuff is definitely high. Zion stuff is still high considering his lack of playing. But I think there's more opportunity there we've talked about it before. If Zion comes out and does anything and Zion becomes who we think he could be, there's so much upside there. I mean, that's a big if, right? He could be Greg Oden. And then I think the 2021, 2022 guys are just a lot of them are so hot, or so high right now. And, recency bias, these guys' first cards they've ever made, there's not a ton of product of them. I would rather probably sell that stuff at the moment. So I would be locked in with you.
Yeah, and aren't a lot of the guys from this year's class like isn't it like Mobley who's like a big man, so it's like not as interesting.
Mobley's good, man. I do.
Yeah, but you know how it goes with the big men, right?
Yeah, I mean some of them sell well, but yeah, I mean a lot of them. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm putting some optimism out there.
I'm with it.
All right, Jay, is there any more?
I think that was it.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna do play of the week now. We've had some good ones recently, some really, really good ones. So this might be tough to beat, but we'll see if Ty's coming back. Possibly.
The prodigal son returns. Maybe, potentially.
Nah, nope. Spoke too soon. Like Saquon, just not sure. Just not as reliable. All right, Jake.
Hard internet reset on that one, Ty guy. And you'll be back with us.
Get a little closer to the router.
What is happening here?
This is crazy. So this says play of the week submission. This is from Skubaka.
I think this is a previous winner. Ty guy. It's good to see you. You're muted.
You're muted.
What an
it's
episode!
Great to see y'all. It's great. It's really great to see y'all too. Really. I mean, they're literally drilling a hole in the entire pipeline of Canadian internet right outside my damn window this morning.
Rough. All right, play of the week. Let's get into it.
All right, so Skubaka says, play of the week submission here. Back with more 5x7s. I got the Sakuna 5x7 gold out of 10 on January 20th for $256. Immediately sent it to grading at PSA, and it got a 10. After tax, shipping, and grading fees, I was into it for about $400. On March 29th, I accepted an offer on eBay for $5,000. All in all was about a $4,000 profit in just over 2 months. Don't sleep on these 5x7s. Thanks, guys.
Did Skubaka win with the 5x7s last time? And I made a note that I got to buy 5x7s. I didn't buy any 5x7s, and then he's just printing cash on 5x7s.
That's correct. Which I think makes him ineligible to win this time. But this is an outrageous price increase, and the 5x7s are a serious play. My dad's a big 5x7 guy. He thinks like they're the key to life.
I agree. My favorite card of all time is a 5x7.
It's a heck of a play. Not a big 5x7 guy myself, but it's, I mean, 400.
8x10 guy?
No. No. Standard trading cards. Yeah, heck of a play.
Can you define standard?
Wait, what's the... Here you go. Something like
about sizing, you mean?
What's that?
What about minis?
Daniel Craig? Yeah, the little Daniel Craig auto.
I like that. That's a nice card.
Yeah,
what's that doing on the table?
This is some of this is the stuff I picked up in Boston that I haven't put away yet that I was going to keep. Though in the old PC. Another little Blaze. One of the all-time sets. 07 SP Authentic.
Class. Why is that a classic set for the people? Explain.
Just like that's, I mean, classic for me, I guess. That's when I got into cards in 06. So 07 was like a really big year for me in cards. Like Peterson, Lynch, Calvin, Joe Thomas. I mean, 4 Hall of Famers, I would assume, in one class. Just that's the kind of stuff, when I was young and couldn't afford it, I really wanted. So it's cool to go back now and buy cards like this that were, I idolized and like had to have as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
This card was $400, right?
It's a clean auto, by the way.
Yeah. Just on card, patch auto, like good look. I mean, look how clean this card looks.
Classic.
So
Very clean.
Stuff like that. Anyways, I don't want to take away from play of the week.
Sorry, Scoo.
Skubaka with another fire play. All right, Jay, what do we got next? All right, so this is from Attaboy Cards. Chris says, hey, fellas, got a unique play for you. I met a guy at a very small local card show who had a large selection of sealed packs, including some big years with big rookies, such as Pujols, Ichiro, Aaron Rodgers, Kevin Durant, and more. Unsure if the packs had been searched or hit packs had been removed. I decided to buy what he had on the speculation, or what he had on speculation, spending about $500 total. He told me he had another 8 4-row boxes full of the same stuff at home if I wanted more. After selling through some of them fairly quickly, I reached back out and ended up purchasing another $1,250 in packs, by far the biggest card purchase for me to date. But with similar packs, but with the similar pack lineup, I knew I had to make this move. I posted this lot on a few Facebook groups, and within 24 hours, I had sold and shipped the entire lot for $2,350. PayPal friends and family for a profit of $1,100. Not bad for a day's work.
Love it. The one thing I want to point out here, they said that it was their first time making a purchase that big. I know how scary that is, and I'm so happy for you that it worked out. Because that's tough. Your first time spending like real cash on cards is scary.
Nerve-wracking.
Attaboy. Yeah. Attaboy.
Great work.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Did he rip any?
I wouldn't.
I mean, you got to take 5 out of there and rip them.
Serious discipline. You got to rip a little.
Yeah, you got to take 5 out of there. You're still going to get $2,250. You got to take 5 packs out.
But it's scary because it's like you don't know what's already been removed. So like, what if you get something and then you're really bottom of the barrel packs?
Yeah. To each his own.
I'm a degenerate, so I'm ripping some of those, no doubt about it.
Respect.
All right. Next one, Jay. This is from Ryan Drew 3 on IG. Been hearing a lot about the Formula One hype. In early March, I went on a mission to buy some F1 wax. I was able to find 19 blasters at a local show for $40 each. But as you know, profit isn't profit until you sell the product. Sold all a few days ago to my LCS for $80 each, doubling my money. Sheesh.
Easy work. These blasters are easy work, especially for something as hot as F1.
What is that, 221?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
It's a nice play. I liked it. I like what's happening here.
Yeah. I also think something to think about with wax, this obviously isn't like super crazy, but a lot of times it's important to make relationships with your LCS or a local, someone you know who's a breaker, local, et cetera, because it's a lot easier to move wax to those type of people and those types of buyers and just try to sell them all on Instagram, which I've done in the past, and that's not a good time.
And I think it works both ways. I think if you're an LCS, it's important to make friends with breakers and people that also have interest in product. I think it works both ways.
Yep. Makes everyone's life a lot easier if everyone's just working together with that stuff.
All right, next one, Jay. Whoa. This is from, is it Razel Velgas? Raziel? It's on IG. He says, submitting for play of the week. On 310, the day after F1 Chrome came out, a guy in Whatnot was running singles. Since I'm not big into buying into breaks, this one caught my eye. The guy was showing cards he didn't want, and there is where I saw an Oscar Piastri at a 99. I told him that I was interested, so he started the bid at $1, and I ended up buying it for $35. Well, on April 3rd, I decided to put it on eBay for $400. The next day, I accepted an offer for $325. I could have held for when he finally got a seat, but decided to take a quick profit and put the money into an immaculate Christian Pulisic patch auto at a 99. As Lou always says, you don't have to always try and make the biggest profit. Plus, leaving a little meat on the bone is always good for the hobby. Love the show. Keep it up. Also, shout out to Indie Card Exchange for being an amazing LCS with great people. Andy is one of the best. Shout out to him for sure. That's crazy.
So I don't know if you guys know who Oscar is. Oscar is like one of these young drivers in F1. He's an Australian or F2. He's an Australian. Races for Alpine. I believe he'll probably be in F1 next year. I think that's probably where this is going. He won the F2 championship last year. He's still racing F2 this year. I think they'll find a way to get him in a car in F1 next season. So he's probably the number one prospect in F1 right now.
F2 races, is it like high school and JV? Like, are they going on the same trips, same tracks, and just running at different times?
It's not always the same tracks, but it's like the same type of schedule in terms of like weekends and all of that stuff. And there's so many levels, Ty. It's like there's F2, there's F3, there's karts, there's there's a gazillion. So, but yeah, Oscar is a well sought after person and driver. I have an orange red from 2021 as well.
Fire. Yeah. Appreciate the disclosure.
All right. So Jay says the next one has videos. All right, so this is from Dave Meyer.
Are you trying to take down the entire internet now over here? What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
All right, so Dave Meyer, 1978, has a video. Jay, can we play the first one? Okay, so it's like 90 Donruss, two-sided cards. It's got Harold Baines on one side, and I couldn't see who was on the front of the other. Like Cal Ripken Jr. and Harold Baines. They're like two-sided cards from, looks like 1990 Donruss. And the note says, I enjoy buying large lots of cards and working my way through it a few dollars at a time. Many times I'll buy 200 lots and sell the singles for $300-400 to turn a small profit. I'm sorry, it was $200 lots and sell the singles for $300 to $400. He says, I recently bought a 25,000 card lot and it was all junk wax stuff. Like normal. Says I stumbled across these strange 1990 Donruss cards. Rather than a photo on one side and stats on the other side, these cards have photos on both sides. They seem strange, so I built out a huge eBay lot at the moment. It says it seems strange, so I built out a huge eBay lot, and at this moment, I have sold over $9,000 worth of these cards and still have around 700 cards remaining. By the way, the 25,000 card loss, it cost him $200. What?
These are weird cards. So I just looked it up. This is a little sketch, to be honest. They're 1990 Donruss, red double front, blah blah blah, and like the title says featured on YouTube. So I feel like there's some sort of YouTube card video about these like random 1990 baseball, like error baseball cards, and that's like driving the price up because it says featured on eBay, which is weird. And like another version of this card is just selling for like 50 cents. Kind of weird. Hope it worked out for you, Dave, though.
That would be my exact thing. Like I hope Dave absolutely crushes it. I hope he does super well on it. I hope somebody out there is looking for these. It doesn't.
Yeah,
it just doesn't move the needle for me. It doesn't do anything for me, unfortunately. It's super cool. And if you're making
because you don't think the cards matter or what?
Yeah, I'm like, isn't there like a Jose Uribe Air card from that time period that's always sold for a few bucks? Like
yeah,
it's like everybody collects different things. It just doesn't intrigue me.
I'm about to make a real 5x7 play today.
Yeah, I mean, so you got 25,000 cards. If a lot of them look like this, he's already sold over $9,000. I mean, it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not arguing. Congrats.
What's the issue you're seeing?
It seems like there was some sort of thing with like a card YouTube account or something because the listings all say like featured on YouTube. And I don't know if this was what Dave was posting or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Perspective.
Good job, Dave.
Yeah.
It's a real play.
I think this was the last one, right? Yeah.
All right, I got my play.
Oscar, Pax. There's one more before this, right or no?
It's an eclectic play. This like set of plays.
Yeah, it's an interesting group for sure. I'm into it actually.
Okay, Oscar's my play. Go back one. Just kind of fully stacked. Raziel, hold on. Let me just get super focused to make sure that's not Ohio State in his profile picture. But he looks like
he's from Ohio.
No, he's not. He said, shout out to Andy for being an amazing LCS with great people. That's in Indianapolis. That's not in Ohio.
So, but he might be a Big Ten guy. But I think it looks like that's arena football in the image. things I like about this.
No, he goes to Indiana. Yeah, he goes to Indiana. So it's definitely Indiana football.
Beautiful, Big Ten life.
All right, so I'm debating between two. There's actually a lot of good plays here. I like the quick flip with the F1 blasters, seeing the interest there. There's two things that stand out to me here. Like I like I do like the Oscar play. We sell obviously and whatnot. I'm very open about that. We sell on there a ton, and there are definitely good deals on there. Like when you're looking and you spend some time on there, I definitely think there's opportunity. So I like the play. Like I like the hey, yeah, $35. We have definitely sold some underpriced things on there, things that like people don't follow as closely as baseball, football, basketball. Like we've sold a couple cheap Marvel cards, non-sport like actors, actresses, stuff like that. F1 even. So I think the play there is cool. I would say the packs, but I'm going to go with the packs. I think Attaboy cards, as much as I like the Oscar play, I think that's cool. I just think the packs, the only thing I might have done different on this is I would have probably, like Lou said, I would have probably picked out 5 or 6 packs, or like Ty mentioned. I'd have probably picked out a couple, but finding something, selling it, going back for more, selling, like I like this play a lot, especially from the time period. Making, he says, found someone at a local show, made a deal with them, went back for more, basically building that connection at a local show. Love shows, so I'm gonna go with Chris Attaboy cards.
Yeah,
Cool.
I agree because I think Oscar and the packs are very close. But when you consider the work that goes into selling the packs and like the work of like looking them all up and going back to the guy and buying more and et cetera,
And not ripping everyone.
Not ripping everyone. I'm gonna go with Attaboy. Shout out to Chris. Play of the week.
I respect it. Can you just go over one real quick so I can give a little love? I mean, okay. Other way. Not my guy's school with the 5x7s because I'm gonna be making 5x7 plays now. The other way. The one that I said was gonna win. Does my internet not work?
No, Jay just lost.
I think Jay's frozen.
Jay, thank you. I mean, first and foremost, man's on whatnot, buying singles. Makes a flip, leaves a little meat on the bone for the love of the hobby.
I love that.
Flips it into Captain America, aka LeBron James of soccer, and gives love on the back end is just a random indie card exchange. Just got to say, it's one of the top non-winners.
Hey, I agree. This is definitely a play. Jay, just want to confirm there were no plays left off this week, right? I think that's important. I think we should probably ask that.
Nope. All right. Good job, Jay.
Okay.
I will say a big piece of me not choosing this one was I'm just sick of like the Big Ten dominating play of the week.
Okay, is the other from Ohio?
I don't know. If that dude's from Ohio, I'm gonna freak out.
I know for a fact he's not from Ohio.
You know for a fact.
Yeah.
You just know every single individual that touches cards in the state of Ohio.
Do you know who this person is?
I have met him before. Yes.
Okay, respect.
Interesting. All right, so now we're picking favorites. Okay.
All right, that's the winner.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, check out this guy's he loves Ryan.
Why?
He's got it
because he literally has a link in his Instagram bio is to your YouTube.
Yeah, he loves. What? He made a theme song for you. Value boxing.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Because that song that he made.
Oh gosh.
It's always
Brother,
Ryan, man.
What did I?
Then I can't even get on the guy's schedule for dinner at our own Card Talk dinner at the National.
I'm over it.
As we get ready to close this up, there is an interesting release coming out this week. Bowman University football.
Yeah, you're excited about this, huh?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's going to be one of the, few products that come out next week when the draft happens. There won't be any Panini stuff out, so it's going to be it's going to be a football product that's available on draft day. I think it'll be. It'll be popular.
In theory, it's the only collegiate release, right?
You'll have like Leaf stuff, Leaf Pro Set Power, Leaf Memories, a lot of that kind of stuff.
Right, but
You also have Phoenix football. That's a big release. That's definitely a popular release. Chromium type cards. I think that'll be pretty.
What
popular.
is the? Doesn't Phoenix have like something like they have something that usually sells for a lot? What am I thinking of?
Yes.
They have like they have Infuego.
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking about the set from last year. That set.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about.
With Fanatics, right?
Maybe it was a Fnatic set or something like that, and they had like the one of ones.
No, the Fnatic set was all the exact same cards. So the Fire Bursts.
I don't remember then.
You have Archive Signature Series Baseball, which is that one pack type thing, or one card and a magnetic. You have Prism Draft Picks Collegiate Baseball.
That I can't imagine who's buying that. Just to be honest with you,
Collegiate Draft Picks Baseball.
that's like, oof.
Tough scene.
It's a tough scene. It's got 5 autos a box at 125.
Yeah, they're usually pretty stacked, and actually, I think those end up. The Panini baseball cards usually end up being decently valuable like once people are in the majors and stuff like that. So
You got this. Is kind of cool.
Color Blast, yeah.
Yeah,
Who is that?
Dominguez.
They're putting Dominguez in draft picks.
Yeah.
They'll find a way to squeeze a star in there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of these guys I've not heard of.
Yeah, it's definitely a light checklist, I would imagine.
All right. One thing we do need, Jay, do you have that comment?
Yes, comment of the week from last week.
Comment of the
This
week.
is really the comment that we're going with, huh?
I think it's a good one.
I think it's a good one. I think it's perfect.
All right. I'm going to be responding to comments for us today on YouTube.
Clear my schedule.
Yeah. Just to give some
It needs a
love.
sec. What do you guys think about we didn't get to talk about it this week, and we'll keep it short. Maybe we could expand on it in a future episode. What's your vibe on the sentiment across cards right now? In terms of new releases, stuff coming out. What do you think the vibes are right now?
I think the overall vibes in cards is extremely positive, because anyone that I talk to that is, what I will say, not in the day-to-day of cards is pumped about cards. I think cards have pierced through in a way that you're seeing them everywhere. I think businesses are taking them seriously. And will that lead to a ton of supply and crappy product and all that? Sure. But does it feel like the alternative asset market and demand for pieces, collectible pieces, and what defines a collectible piece can be far different, has sustainability? I do. Inside the day-to-day hobbyists, which is a small pocket of people, is there a lot of infighting and all that? Sure, because I think a lot of people are chasing engagement on Instagram
Yeah,
to stay relevant, to lead to sales.
You'll find what you seek, right? Like, I think if you're looking to get involved in negativity and that kind of stuff, it's easy to find. It's not hidden. It's not inaccessible. It's very, very much out there. Yeah, I feel good about the state of the market. I think there's a lot of, it's different than it was back when anything you bought, by the time you got it, went up and everything turned to gold, and Luca base prisms were, $1,200, and it was different, and there was a gold rush. And I think now that life's a lot different, right? I mean, they got rid of the mask mandate. I don't want to get political, but like, mask mandate's gone, and I think life's just a lot more normal, and people are out doing things. And I don't think everybody's at home with nothing to do, nowhere to go, and nothing to spend money on, and sitting at home just buying every single sports card and getting every single break. I think a lot of the sports card audience has really. I think there's a lot more like education out there about sports cards, and I think people are really seeing, hey, what holds value, what's easy to sell, what's not easy to sell. And yeah, I feel good about where the card market's at, and yeah, I feel pretty optimistic.
Good. I agree.
Ready for the National. I think the National, like, I know Rick Ellis asked a question earlier about, like, hey, the National, like, there's not a lot of stuff on it. I think Lou made the great point earlier. It's just like we're just at a point in the market now where you just don't need to be like looking so far in advance. Like there was 1 or 2 or 5, 6 other good shows, at least that I remember, like when the National was happening. So there's a major show every weekend now. There's a major product release every week now. Like the market's just in a different spot. But when the National gets here, the National will be an event. I mean, look at how successful the Mint was. I didn't go to the Mint, but it was all people talked about for a while. The National will be like that, but 10 to 20 times as big. I'm ready for the National.
Yeah, I just think about the National as like summer vacation, so I just look forward to it all year long. So it doesn't really matter what time of year it is.
Yep.
I think
All right, let's read this comment.
as long as play of the week exists, a hobby's healthy. I mean, man's just made 5 bands since January on a Acuna 5x7 gold.
Yeah,
I think we're in an okay spot.
it's real life.
All right. So last week, 100 episodes, made a comment that, hey, whoever dropped the funniest comment, the most liked comment, whatever, on the YouTube video that week, we would send a package to. So shout out to David. I think it's Scarlescu. I'm not sure.
David S.
So his comment was, favorite moment is by far when Matt was using the blender and nobody could hear because he didn't mute. And Lou said, the idea that he's getting mad at you for eating a Reese's, and meanwhile, this guy is building a house in the background, had me dead. I absolutely lost it. Haven't laughed that hard in a while. You guys talked about it around the 57-minute mark of season 1 recap on December 23rd, 2020.
Yeah, all time.
A truly classic moment.
Classic moment. Matt not muting his mic. Building.
That's our guy.
Yeah, we miss Matt.
Crazy coffee.
I lost just like play of the week. This wasn't my top vote for top comment, but that's okay. David S., you won a package. Jay, let's make sure that gets sent out in the next 10 business days.
Can we talk about what your pick was? Did you have a pick, or you just weren't a fan of that one specifically?
Just not that one currently, but
understood.
I mean, I get a lot of like crap when I'm not like, hey, team, everybody else. I mean, Ty is very like, hey, we're not picking this one today. Saquon Barkley's. I mean, Ty, man, just woke up, chose a little more violence than normal, and chose a shittier Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
Says the Patriots fan wearing a Joey Burrow hoodie. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
every
I just
week,
don't get it.
The longer the show goes on every week, the progressively more angry Ryan gets. If it's after 11, every minute he gets more and more aggressive towards my man Tyler, and sometimes me.
Couldn't be less
5 minutes late to a meeting, and I'm dealing with this nonsense.
True. That was his way of saying, let's wrap it up.
See ya.
All right. See you guys next week. Peace.